Tokyo 2025 Athletic Showdown. Don't miss Noah Lyles and Sherika Jackson's epic masterclass. Glowing star. The air in Tokyo's National Stadium was buoyant, thick with heat, charged with anticipation, alive with the pulse of every footstep that had struck the tartan track over the preceding days. Day 7 of the World Athletics Championships promised fireworks. And when the dust settled, when muscle screamed and the crowds roared, it delivered. This was not just a race. It was poetry in motion. A showdown of speed, grit, grace, and legacy. Two names stood out, Noah Lyles and Sherika Jackson, icons in their own right, representing power and perseverance, each carrying both expectation and history on their shoulders. Setting the stage, rising stakes and physical drama. Noah Lyles, known for his flair, his late-race surges, his charisma, but also for vulnerabilities, injury setbacks earlier that season, pressure from rivals, and an unfinished story in Tokyo from 2021 that he wanted to rewrite. He had just missed the top in the 100-meter final, a bronze, some disappointment, desire. Everyone expected him to respond, to bring something extra. Sherika Jackson, a veteran with the sinew and experience, a multiple champion, carrying the banner for Jamaican sprinting, known for powerful acceleration, for closing the gap, for fighting to stay atop a fiercely competitive field. Coming into the competition with expectations high, eyes on her. In many ways, she was the heir to Jamaica's sprinting throne, and people wanted to see if she could hold it. She had her own battles, form, fitness, others nipping at her heels, including younger Americans and Caribbean sprinters. The fight in the lanes, what happened? Although both names were on everyone's lips, the outcomes for Lyles and Jackson were markedly different, but both mattered. Noah Lyles, masterclass in the 200m. When the men's 200-meter final came, Lyles delivered. He ran 19.52 seconds, clinching his 4th consecutive world title in the event. That tied him with Usain Bolt's record for most straight 200-meter world championship wins. His strategy was as classic Lyles, a slower start or middle, respect for the curve, built up speed down the home stretch. He let others push early, notably Kenny Bednarik, who led for much of the race, then unleashed his power when counts of meters left became counts of opportunities. Behind him, there was sharp competition. Bednarik the silver, Brian level grabbing bronze with a personal best. Even Lyles Tobago, defending champion, pushed, but not enough. Lyles' win was part artistry, part raw speed, part mental toughness. After the race, Lyles' words echoed ambition. He acknowledged what was past, the 100m result, the darker Tokyo memories, and looked forward, not just to this moment, but to what's next, the relay, the 2027 championships, perhaps even rewriting more of the record books. Sherika Jackson, battling in a field on fire. Sherika Jackson, in contrast, entered the 200-meter final as a defending champion. She carried the weight of expectation. She was not in the winner's lane this time. She finished bronze behind Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, gold, and Amy Hunt, silver. Though she didn't win, her performance remains emblematic of her strength and consistency. To medal in a field full of stars, especially when younger sprinters are rising, is not small. Her presence in finals, the pressure she exerts on rivals, her capacity to bounce back, these keep her in the conversation of sprinting's elite. Laid significance, what made this night special? What transforms wins and losses into true epic masterclasses are the context and implications. For Lyles and Jackson, as well as for the sport, this night in Tokyo carried multiple layers. Legacy and records. Lyles matching Bolt's 4-peat in 200-meter world titles is a historic moment. It connects eras, modern sprinting with the golden legend. It places Lyles among the few who've transcended mere wins and become benchmarks. Jackson's medal, while not gold, adds to her legacy of podiums, and her participation and competitiveness keep the narrative alive. Who will succeed? Who will maintain? Who will push boundaries further? Rise of new stars and shifting dynamics. For the women, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden's double gold, 100m and 200m, shifted the balance. Sherika Jackson's era is still very much alive, but Jefferson-Wooden is now a force pushing from behind. The competition is no longer Jackson versus everyone else. It's Jackson and others. Amy Hunt silver in the 200-meter, her first individual global medal, shows rising depth. Jackson's being challenged, which only adds prestige to every race she enters. Emotional and psychological elements. For Lyles, Tokyo had been a place of unfinished business. Now, with this win, he rewrote part of his story there. The crowd mattered. The atmosphere mattered. The mental reset mattered. It wasn't just about speed. It was about overcoming. For Jackson, the resilience required to remain among the best is significant. She is no stranger to pressure, no stranger to expectations. Her ability to adapt, to maintain composure, to still medal when others expect more, that shows champion DNA. What could have been? Imagine Crossroads and what ifs. In these high-stakes moments, the mind wonders, what if the race had unfolded differently? What if Lyles had exploded out of the blocks and led from the start? Would Bednarik have been able to respond? Probably less room for the dramatic late surge, but also less opportunity for Lyles to show his closing strength. What if Jackson had regained dominance in the final straight, edging out Jefferson Wooden? It might have reinforced her defensive mastery, but her bronze reminds us that sprinting is unforgiving, margins small. The impact of heat, crowd, seasons of training, injuries, all these invisible factors shape performance. Maybe this was Jackson's season to be challenged, maybe Lyles to reclaim his narrative. The takeaway, lessons from the showdown. From this night, for fans, for athletes, for coaches, several lessons emerged strong. Resilience matters. Lyles' season had hurdles, physical, mental. Jackson's too. But how one responds in championship moments defines more than just medal counts. Preparation plus patience beats raw speed when stakes are high. Lyles didn't need to lead from gun to finish. He needed to be strong when it counted. Jackson remains dangerous because she can adapt. The margins are tiny. Hundredths of seconds, splits of strides, decisions in lane assignment, reaction times. They decide legacies. New generation rising, old guard refining their fire. Jefferson Wooden, Hunt, new names are shaking up dynamics. Jackson continues her role as anchor of Jamaican sprinting pride. Lyles remains in the elite, but contending with his own legacy. Looking ahead, Tokyo 2025's echo into the future. Noah Lyles has staked a claim, equal to Bolt in one metric, hungry to exceed him in the next. 2027 looms. The relay events, the next world campaigns, maybe even Olympic redemption. Sherika Jackson will be a name to watch for Tokyo, Paris, though the schedule, then beyond. With rising competitors, her consistency will be tested. But history shows she thrives under pressure. Athletics itself benefits. This kind of show attracts eyes, inspires participation, reminds us why we watch. For moments of brilliance, struggle, triumph. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.